Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Total breakdown, well, as far as we can go anyway, on the Accmos Camo Arrow. Alright, so this is one I stripped a fletch on, and I was going to get the whole thing refletched, but then I thought, screw it. I want to know how much these inserts actually weigh too, because that's a big question. We know the rest of the arrow, but what about the damn insert? So I pulled out the scale here. I'm going to reweigh this stuff just for you guys because I know there's going to be a little bit of plus or minus fudge room here, but I will say this though, the wrap on this is not a shrink wrap. I found that out. There is no seam anywhere, which is kind of interesting too. For being a sticker, there is no seam that I can find at all. And I had to take a knife and start scraping this down. And it's like, well, that's not paint. I know that because there's no way you could replicate these patterns so close to each other either with paint. So it's kind of like, this has got to be a sticker and so precisionally made that that seam is hidden. Like there's no way to find a seam anywhere that we can find. Even my archery guy was like, I'd be damned if I can even figure out where the seam is. But it's such a super micro thin wrap, it's mental, okay? But it does weigh up. In the end result, weighing up against a 400 spine arrow, that's the exact precise length as this shaft, okay? Shaft to shaft, because that's how I get my arrows cut. This works out to be exactly 127.9 grain when compared to that other arrow. Okay, and that's giving some plus or minus fudge room because that's a fully assembled arrow, 100 grain tip, similar style fletch. So those fletches may actually weigh a little differently than these do. But let's give you the breakdown here as we go and see what we've got for you. I made a new holder too out of ebony for my thing, made a bigger one. So 379.3, my original number was 379.8, close enough. There's always going to be little discrepancies here. Now, out of the two feathers, okay, each feather here will actually weigh the same amount. And we just got to get it where it belongs. Come on, zero out. So that's 7.2. Well, that one hit 769 this time. But either way, we got an average number of, what was it for the fletches? 21.7 for 3 fletches, okay? And then we have our insert. Oh, we had a minus show up. Let's get rid of that. Come on. Turn it back on. Now my original number for the insert was 12.6. This time it's reading 12.9. Okay. The tip came out originally to 100, bang on. This time 100.6. Electronics is not perfect, that's for sure. Knock came out to 10.3. Stupid thing. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, 10.3. All right, so the grand total here, we're looking at, with my original numbers, we've got 379.8 plus 100 plus 21.7 plus 12.6 plus 10.3. That gives us 524.4 grain. Okay, that's actually about average for these arrows. They're weighing in between anywhere between 519 to 530. Okay, in the about that area. So, because I weighed up all pile of arrows yesterday, and I even had some at 525. Actually, a few of them, I think it was about 3 or 4 of them, all came out at the exact same precise 525 point, whatever it was. But then other ones came out at 530, 532, 519. So I don't know where the discrepancies are happening as far as those numbers go that far apart, because they're all cut precisely the same shaft length, they have the same everything else. So I don't know, unless it's a difference in all the different nocks, who knows, you know, I mean, but, and then of course inserts may be a little bit different. Weight, we know the tips are definitely, that some of these tips are like 95, some of them are 99, 97, 100, 102. That makes up for some discrepancies as well. That all adds up to the numbers too, when you figure that out. Like that's 10.3 for that one. I got a few of these nocks kicking around here from some arrows. So there's another one. Let's just do this easy way. Screw that. So this one's 9.8. Ten 10.3. So the nocks aren't even that consistent. 10.3. That's pretty consistent. They do give you some spare nocks and stuff, which is kind of nice. So you can actually weigh the differences. 10.6. $10 on the button. What do you know? So this is another reason why the arrows are never going to weigh the same, because all the parts aren't exactly precisely the same either, and it's very hard to do that. I mean, you can tune these nocks weight-wise by just shaving a bit off. Just take some sandpaper and zzz, and you can make them all precisely the same if you wanted to. Because that would definitely help in arrow tuning for sure, because every bit of weight makes a difference, especially with your accuracy. However, how critical that is. But that's the best I can give you on that one. Unfortunately, we cannot remove this coating on here. Like I said, I can't even find a seam anywhere. I've cut into this thing to try and peel it off, and it does not want to peel off. So whatever kind of adhesion they use, oh boys, it's permanent. It is not coming off. And I can knife this all day, but then I'll screw up the shaft completely. But I think the only other way to do that would be to sand it off, but then we'd end up removing too much carbon, which would screw up our weight results big time. So anyway, but at least we do know that the inserts are 12.6 grain, which I find that's a little bit light from average of what I've been hearing many YouTubers use for insert weights, and what I've seen even available online. I don't even think I've seen one this light. I'll have to check Amazon again, but 12.6. Anyhow, that's all I got. Now you know what the total breakdown is, where all the weight's coming from, and where discrepancies are definitely going to happen, especially when you're weighing stuff up. You know, like we could sit here for like an hour and weigh up every friggin' arrow I have. Well, actually, it'd take more than an hour. But, you know, and we could reweigh them and reweigh them and reweigh them, and we get some little fudge room different results even without powering off our machine here, because that's just the way electronics seem to work. There's always that little bit of space there. But on an average, that's what we've got. So this whole thing with the wrap is 379. Now, if we take the 379, okay, this is the interesting part I found really neat. And we minus off 127, roughly, okay, because that's what I came up with weighing up against a fully assembled 400 spine, same cut. That's 252 grains is all the shaft itself weighs. So, you know, if we started doing the same minusing from a Easton arrow, for example, we take off the tip, there goes 100, right off that 300 and some grain. You know, take out the insert, that's going to pull it off. Take out the knock, there's another, you know, whatever gone from that. and then take off the fletches, and boom. And then we're down to the shaft in the end, which is going to be probably somewhere around the same 250, 200, and maybe 40 something, in around that area, maybe even closer to 260, who knows. Depends on the weight of the components, right? But the shafts in themselves really don't weigh a whole hell of a lot. It's once we start putting all this junk on here that they start really weighing up a lot. So anyway, that's it. That's all. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I got other fun that I'm going to be doing for the rest of the day. Got to go do some more shopping and whatnot. But we'll definitely catch you guys in the next video, okay? See ya.